SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flow and Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
Okay, so check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, building with technology, helping wealth increase, starting small, building the future, doing more every day, doing more together. BOSVG, the bank we count on. BOSVG, our one bank together we're strong. Our nation's bank, standing long and proud. One bank, one voice, saying it loud. BOSVG. Hey, building our future. Doing more together.
OSBG, doing more together.
In the headlines, guidance counselor to embark on a new initiative to get victims of domestic violence to speak up. Jamaica Teachers Association gives government an ultimatum. Lebanon government wins confidence vote despite protests. And in sports, West Indies women seal 2-0 practice series win against Pakistan. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flow and Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
Okay, so check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, building with technology, helping wealth increase, starting small, building the future, doing more every day, doing more together. BOSVG, the bank we count on. BOSVG, our one bank together we're strong. Our nation's bank, standing long and proud. One bank, one voice, saying it loud. BOSVG. Hey, building our future. Doing more together.
OSBG, doing more together.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV's News and Sports for Wednesday, February 12th, 2020. I am Bhavin Orville with the details. Guidance Counselor Katisha DeBeek Davis is using her skills to embark on an initiative that will seek to address domestic violence in SVG. DeBeek Davis, who is a teacher at the Spring Village Methodist School, says her plan is to empower abused women and children to take a bold step against domestic violence by speaking up.
Vision is to set up an organization to represent, as I said, women and children, especially girls who have been abused. And my slogan now is Code Orange, SVG, and I plan to make that something official and possibly set up a hotline for people who are abused, a 24/7 hotline. For those who do not know, as I said, where to turn to, you can actually find somebody who can listen and probably offer advice and support. That's my dream eventually.
The guidance counselor says she was moved to have a program for women following the recent killing of Cuban-born nurse Ariana Taylor Israel, who she briefly came to know while she was at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. DeBeek Davis said there are many women and children in SVG who are being abused, and it is time to take a stand against all forms of abuse.
I have had relatives and close friends, neighbors who were actually abused and never said anything. And because it's something that's ongoing, and I believe it's getting worse, in my opinion, and I believe people are afraid sometimes to speak out, and I decided, you know what, I need to give my voice to people who are afraid to speak out. And even the children who might not have the opportunity to say anything or do not know who to turn to, we are supposed to, as a community, encourage them to confide in those of us who are concerned.
Nurse Taylor was recently gunned down while picking up one of her sons at school. The assailant was later identified to be her estranged husband, who is behind bars awaiting his next court appearance. This Friday, February 5th, a march and rally will be held to raise awareness on domestic violence and other forms of abuse. The police have already granted permission for the march and rally, which starts at 4 p.m. at the Peace Memorial Hall, to the hospital and ends at the Heritage Square.
Well, at the rally we have been requesting, for example, prayers. Those will be done by some pastors from different denominations, poems from children and adults, and a few songs in the process, and few speeches from the family services, and most likely a representative from the police. I'm encouraging everybody, once you have an orange shirt or dress or vest, whatever, dye your hair if you want to in orange, and you're all welcome to come on Valentine's Day. You can forego the red roses for now and support the venture.
Meanwhile, human rights activist Jeannie Oliver says while she welcomes and supports Friday's march and rally, there is need to keep the issue on the front burner.
Not saying don't march. There is need to highlight the issue. Yes. But after the march, what? I remember during the Mark Williams issue when Mark shot the young lady in the front of the police barracks in Kingston Police Headquarters, in front of thousands of revelers. I was the only person in front the High Court every day with my placard until people realized that one start to fill basket. Are we going to follow through on the case? Are we going to be part of the educational process? Those who are involved in the marches, in organizing the marches and the candlelight and the whatever.
Olivier referenced the 16 days of activism against domestic violence held, noting that these activities are usually forgotten until the next year. She added that it is important for everyone in every sector of society to come together to put an end to this social scourge.
Are we going to continue with our activities? Because you see this 9 days thing, after things happen and after 9 days it's dead people live in the cemetery. So I would love to see continuity and not just the march and full stop. We have a role to play. Within the groups in which we find ourselves, we have work to do. Within our workplace, we have work to do. As parents, we have work to do. All of us are stakeholders in the process. Nobody more important than anybody else.
A community mediation service point for SVG will be launched next Tuesday, February the 18th under the Impact Justice Project. The launching event will take place at the Ministry of Health Conference Room from 10 a.m. The service point is expected to provide mediation services to persons with minor disputes who do not wish to commence legal proceedings in the courts. Community mediation is a voluntary process through which persons in a dispute, with the help of neutral third party who is a mediator, reach a mutually agreement solution to their dispute. The process is strictly confidential and much quicker and cost-effective than the court proceedings. Mediation also will serve to divert cases from the court system, resolve disputes before they escalate, and maintain harmony in the community. As a justice sector reform project with the aim of improving access to justice in the Caribbean, Impact Justice views community mediation as an effective mechanism for alternative dispute resolution in local communities. At Tuesday's launching event, remarks will be delivered by SVG's Attorney General, Johnny Martin, Regional Project Director of Impact Justice, Professor Velma Newton, and Mediator Mandela Peters. Members of community groups in areas prone to disaster on the leeward side and windward side of the island are being trained to become first responders in the event of a disaster in their community. The 3-day training, coordinated by the Ministry of National Mobilization with the help of Canadian government through its Community Risk Reduction Fund and the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Centre. Chairman of the Canadian Community Disaster Risk Reduction Fund, Matthew Straub, says improving community resilience is important to disaster preparedness.
It recognizes that women and girls can be agents of change, but also calls on our partners to look beyond gender and include everyone in society, including the most vulnerable in the development process. I would just add, in 2017, after that devastating hurricane season, Canada came out and pledged another $100 million to the region to assist hurricane-affected countries in building back better, and to help all CARICOM countries in strengthening their resilience to economic and climate shocks.
Community groups can qualify for grants through the United Nations Development Program Global Environment Facility Small Grants. National Coordinator of the program, Tashika Haynes-Bob, encouraged participants to capitalize on these grants.
We implement projects, and our small grants, they go up to 50,000 US. And we have strategic grants that go up to 150,000 US. It's a grant, it's not a loan, and over the next few days, like tomorrow, in fact, I would present a little bit more about that, how you can apply, who can apply, and we're hoping that when we do our call for proposals, that some of the groups would actually take the opportunity to make an application.
The Volcano Readiness Project, spearheaded by the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Centre, has previously worked with several participating community groups and is seeking to further enhance the readiness of residents in 12 communities identified to be in the disaster red zone.
We are also seeking to prepare plans, community emergency plans. We have trained 12 CERT teams, first responders, and equipped them. We have also increased awareness across our communities and throughout the project by telling the stories, sharing the best practices and the experience and the lessons learned.
The facilitators of the workshop are drawn from region, and some key areas being discussed are effective communication and reporting skills, ethics, accountability, and developing social media campaigns. Minister of National Mobilization Frederick Stevenson said the topics are all important for disaster preparedness.
Which leads to poverty. The most at-risk groups, including persons with disabilities, are disproportionately affected. Disaster usually means higher mortality for women than men and children. Young people and the elderly make up a large proportion of those affected. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have seen the negative impacts of floods of both 2013 and 2016.
The use of modern technology has many advantages, and one company here continues to reap the benefits from investments in this area. Tomorrow, February 13th, the St. Vincent Electricity Services VINLEC will observe 13 years since it began operating one of the most technologically advanced power plants at Lobans Bay. Members of the media got the opportunity today to visit the site, observe the operations, and learn more of the changes and plans for the future. The Lobans Bay Power Plant provides over 60% of the nation's power and has the potential to cover 100% of the country's electricity needs. Plant manager and chief engineer Matt Lully said compared to Kane Hall, the Lomans Bay power plant is more technologically advanced.
Quite an advanced power plant to Kane Hall, and regionally when it was built, it was one of the most advanced and sophisticated power plants built in the region. And that was the era, 13 years ago, was the era where the modernization of power plants was all about the manning, the skills that are required to utilize the equipment around the plant, a very modern day technical equipment, computerized. I mean, I could sit here and I could actually stop and start an engine from a computer. We had to train guys that were not in that area, the level of computer awareness. So today, if you speak to the operator, which you just spoke to, Mr. Boye, you could see that he sits there with any monitor, any parameter, all parameters are all over, all alarms are all over. So it's considered a very modern day sophisticated power plant, regionally and globally.
Green energy is one area which has become quite popular with many companies locally embracing solar energy, including the Technical College. Lolly highlighted some of the benefits this investment have yielded.
Equate this as our solar farm, although it belongs to the organization, but we consider it part of our plant. It's a solar field that feeds into the national grid, but we like to equate it to the value of what it does related to the power plant. Currently, it supplies about 26% of our own use meaning the electricity we use to produce the electricity we distribute to the customer. So if you look at, in the old days, we had that 100% of our own use. It's now cut by 26% by installing the solar system. And if you wanted to look at it as an equation for what it really does, on a whole, it can power the entire office buildings that Binley owns in Kingston.
As the country continues to develop, the demands for power has been increasing, and the company is said to be examining other ways to boost capacity of the plant to accommodate this growth. Preparations well underway for SVG to host the 7th International Garifuna Conference. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
Local news sponsored in part by Flow.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
Okay, so check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.
Star Limited is now located on the 3rd floor of the First St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products and furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the First St. Vincent Bank building. And don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of, one that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home. Kidney disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionsSVG.org.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. The University of the West Indies Open Campus is collaborating with the Garifuna Heritage Foundation and are preparing to host the 7th International Garifuna Conference from March 11th to 13th. The 3-day conference will take place at the National Insurance Services Conference Room under the theme, Indigenous Caribbean, Rethinking a Strategic Direction for Reviving Garifuna Heritage and Culture Through Education. The keynote address at the opening ceremony of the conference will be delivered by Dr. Cleve Scott, lecturer at the University of the West Indies Cayfield campus. At a media launch yesterday of the activities to celebrate Heroes and Heritage Month 2020, head of the UWI Open Campus, Deborah Dalrymple, said they are happy to collaborate annually with the Garifuna Heritage Foundation to host the International Garifuna Conferences.
Garifuna and Kalinago cultures form the bedrock on which the African, Indian, Portuguese, British, and any other culture sit. All of these cultures have influenced who we are today, but we do believe that knowledge of the resistance, the survival, and resilience of the Garinagu may impact, indeed shake up, the worldview of Vincentians. We can claim with pride in the legacy left by our indigenous people and eradicate the shame left by colonial action of banishment and eradication of self. At each international conference, the focus is different. Retrieval and research, preservation of cultural sites, including the preservation of the island of Baliso, creating international linkages, and so on. At last year's conference, which explored heritage tourism, we were heartened by the contribution made by the young persons who attended.
Dalrymple is inviting persons in the educational sector to participate in this year's conference, which will look at the Garifuna history and language.
Awareness of our rich Garifuna culture and inculcating our people a sense of ownership and pride. In our call for papers, we declare that, and I quote, the Garifuna people form one of the indigenous nations that has become one of the more important symbols of resistance in the Caribbean, informed and formed as it has been by the history of resistance to European colonial domination. A bold statement, but do we as current Vincentians, descendants of the Garinagu, know this? Are we aware of the position of honor which the Garifuna culture is held, not only by UNESCO and other United Nations bodies, but internationally? We need to better understand why in 2001, UNESCO declared the Garifuna heritage and culture a masterpiece of the intangible heritage of humanity, and why the Garifuna language was celebrated in the International Year of Indigenous Languages in 2019.
Also speaking at the conference was representative of Alliance Francaise, Vanessa de Mercian, who said that the conference will feature scholars and practitioners from the region, Central America, Canada, Mexico, the USA, and the UK, who will present on various aspects of Garifuna culture.
We are looking forward to hearing all these presentations, and we hope to see many people present to get informed, share, and support this event. We are encouraging as many Vincentians, particularly those from indigenous communities, to participate and interact with our visitors. Registrations to attend the conference will be open every day from 8 a.m. and can also be made prior to the event by email at euromayconference@gmail.com. This year, we are also very happy to include several workshops on the afternoons of Thursday 12th and Friday 13th of March. Those workshops will be held at the Peace Memorial Hall from 1 to 4 p.m.
The month-long activities will also feature an exhibition of indigenous crafts, arts, artifacts, which will be held at the Peace Memorial Hall from March 11th to 13th under the theme, From the Orinoco to Exile. Representative of the exhibition committee, Ackley Olton, says it is a good opportunity for Vincentians and others to learn more about the indigenous people through crafts, art, and artifacts.
In 1796, they exiled our way of cooking, dancing, dress. They outlawed every means of expressing our island lifestyle. Our whole way of being was replaced by Europeans. But through archaeological digs, research, we have managed to recover some of our treasures that were taken away from Europe. The Garifuna community spread along Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua have kept our language, oral traditions, music, and dance alive. In the exhibition to be held at the Peace Memorial Hall, we intend to share some of our precious ancestral memory with the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The items we propose to exhibit will be arranged under the following categories: agriculture, which will feature plants, food, and Garifuna recipes; dance, music, and drums, which would feature different musicians that have kept the stories of the Garifuna alive; language, different books, literature, film, and photography.
Coming up, Jamaica Teachers Association gives government an ultimatum. This and other stories coming up when we return with the regional news. Stay with us.
That was a local news segment.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements: embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs, and wreaths, arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, juicy, drink today. Juicy, juicy, same great taste. Juicy, juicy, the original drink. It's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
Sing a busy family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances, TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range
range of furniture.
Right here at Singer.
Affordable beds and mattresses.
Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store
that gives you the best hire purchase deals.
Right here at Singer.
We'll outfit your home.
Right here at Singer. The #1 family store.
It's us with Singer.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you'll love Super 6 even more, because every time you spend $6 on Super 6, you get a chance to win 6 times your spend instantly. Wow! That's 6 times your spend of $6 on Super 6 for 6 weeks. Now there's more reason to love Super 6. More money, more money, more money.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Welcome back. In the news from the region, we hear that the Jamaica Teachers Association has given the government 30 days to present a plan of action following reports of violence in schools and a teacher caught impersonating a police officer. According to the JTA President Owen Speed, the plan of action is needed to go forward. We hear more in the CVM News Report.
Educators are giving the government a month to formulate a plan, citing concerns about the safety and the security of teachers and students in the school environment. According to the JTA President Owen Speed, the increase in violence has an overwhelmingly negative effect on the education system.
Students are being attacked by their peers. Teachers are being attacked and threatened by both students and parents. Domestic violence is also impacting the system negatively. These dire situations are causing deleterious effect on the school system as teachers are afraid and traumatized.
Speed also sought to comment on an incident involving a teacher who was charged after he attempted to impersonate a police officer with an illegal firearm in his possession. Reports are that he visited the Elliston Road Police Station on February 6 and introduced himself as a sergeant of police, but was unable to provide a police identification card and a firearm license. He was subsequently arrested, the firearm seized, and his home searched.
The details are sketchy. We don't know enough details to be commenting on a matter that is in with the police. But as far as we know, we allow due process to take its place, and whatever is in law, and we allow the law to deal with it.
Speed is now calling for a review of minimum standards for all schools, along with increased security for students going to and from school. He says legal sanctions will be enforced for those who commit breaches on school premises, and compensation must be given for those injured while on the job.
We are calling on the Prime Minister, who is the Minister of Education, and indeed the Acting Minister of Education, the Honorable Carl Samuda, to provide the Jamaica Teachers Association and the nation with a plan of action.
Guyana's first lift of 1 million barrels of oil is scheduled for early next week. Director of the Department of Agency, Dr. Mark Baino, told a press conference yesterday that this will represent part of Guyana's first oil profits allocation of 12.5%. We hear more in this SVG-TV news report.
Additionally, the country will be receiving its 2% royalty on gross production of all oil produced. The monies from the sale of Guyana's crude and its cash-based royalty will be deposited into the Natural Resource Fund account that is being managed by the Bank of Guyana.
Late last January, Exxon announced its 16th oil find offshore Guyana. Its first announcement was in May of 2015. The estimates of the resource have now moved 8 billion barrels.
To date, Lister 1 field has produced over 2.7 million barrels of oil, of which Exxon has had its first 2 lifts. And as I indicated earlier, the Cooperative Republic of Guyana will have her first lift, which is third in line early in the new week.
The Department of Energy had previously announced that Shell Western Supply and Trading Limited will buy Guyana's first 3 lifts, an introductory phase of release the crude grade into the market. According to the department, Shell was selected based on competitive pricing that limits the government's exposure to market uncertainty. The size, scale, and global reach of the Shell trading operations, the company's high level of integration between upstream, among other factors. Meanwhile, the hull for the second floating production, storage, and offloading vessel, the Liza Unity, has been completed. It sailed from Shanghai on December 29, 2019. Additionally, there are some 4 drill ships in Guyana, which continue to explore and appraise new resources, as well as develop the resources within approved projects. A 5th drill ship is expected to be deployed later this year.
Still in news from the region, the Caribbean Development Bank, the CDB, is projecting regional GDP growth of 4.1% this year. President of the CDB, Dr. Warren Smith, said this is consistent with expectations of accelerated global economic activity. He was speaking at the bank's annual press conference on Tuesday in Barbados.
With estimated daily production of about 100,000 barrels of oil, Guyana should dominate regional growth performance this year. Other growth drivers in the region should be the construction, tourism, and agriculture sectors. But economic growth will remain lopsided and below the sustainable rates needed for long-term resilience. Borrowing members like Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, and St. Kitts and Nevis must stay on course with their homegrown socio-economic reform programs.
Lebanon's government wins confidence vote despite protests. This from International Scene when we return. Stay with us.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
LA Unique Upholstery. Quality at a low cost. We build to suit your needs. Contact us at Redemption Shops 457-0182 or Stony Grounds 453-2089.
Pharmacy, why choose us? We have all the prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, personal care products, lowest price guaranteed. Located conveniently next to the Bank of SVG on Grenville Street. Opening hours Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Email us bowmanpharmacy@yahoo.com. Call us today at 456-2235 or 593-3918. Bowman's Pharmacy, easy to find and ready to serve you.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses. We're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Carrez Distribution Limited.
For over 60 years, we have sought only the best beans grown in the lush hills of the Andean mountains of Colombia. Cold Cafe. We carefully select only the very best beans and roast them to delicious perfection by our experienced roast masters. Cold Cafe. Cold Cafe treats you to one of the finest coffees in the world, available in classic and decaffeinated. A rich flavor and aroma that can only come from 100% Colombian coffee. Cold Cafe. Indulge yourself in our delicious cappuccinos available in classic mocha and French vanilla. Enjoy them hot to warm your soul or cool to cool you down. Either way, they are incredibly satisfying. So go ahead, enjoy Cold Cafe and treat yourself.
Let's go further afield now. Hundreds of people were injured as security forces in Lebanon fired tear gas at protesters outside Parliament. The demonstrators were trying to block a special sit-in in which Lebanon's new cabinet won a vote of confidence. There has been months of demonstrations about the state of the economy. We hear more in this report.
From early morning, the protesters were out and angry. The vote in the parliament beyond the barriers drew thousands onto the streets. They succeeded late last year in bringing their government down, but it has been replaced, they claim, by another just as corrupt. In a nation that's on its knees from decades of bad governance, young and older here, they feel they have nothing to lose. The roads around the main square were showered with tear gas, effective in dispersing the crowds, but debilitating too. This young boy was carried away by medics for treatment. By mid-morning, they were firing rubber bullets at protesters who continued to hurl rocks.
Well, this is the main road leading up to the Parliament building, and through the morning the protesters have been pushing forward with rocks and the police responding with their tear gas.
MPs and ministers of this new government were blocked as they tried to reach the Parliament for the confidence vote. One MP was beaten and filmed this from his hospital bed. Later, patched up, he was in the chamber for the speeches before the vote to approve or reject this government and its programme of painful economic reforms. Speaking to Sky News, the foreign minister was clear on why the reforms are needed.
Our warning that it will be very dangerous for the future of the country to become a failed state. But we have strong confidence in ourselves to say that we are developing a very concrete, clear, realistic roadmap to move on.
Outside, there was an afternoon lull in violence and a moment to talk to the protesters about their persistence and their anger.
We are already in a failed state. We are already, there's no job opportunities, there's no free medical care, there's no free education, there's nothing. There's literally nothing, especially for the people living in the peripheries.
And this new government is no good for you?
No.
In the chamber beyond them, the vote passed, but they need the confidence of the people, and clearly they don't have it.
Well, that's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Carrez Distribution Limited.
Let's go! Turn up the fun!
With Chocolisto and its great flavor,
enriched with vitamins and minerals that help you grow.
Chocolate makes you big and strong.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
Let's now take a look at the local weather forecast. Conditions cloudy, slightly hazy and breezy. Winds east-northeast at 28 kilometers per hour. Temperature 26.3 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 84%. Barometric pressure 1015 millibars. 24-hour rainfall trace. Today's maximum temperature 29.1 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature 23.4 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:09 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow at 6:28 a.m. Forecast, partly cloudy to cloudy and breezy with some light to moderate scattered showers. Synopsis, Atlantic high pressure system is the dominant feature.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
Your home is a long-term investment, including most of its features. So when purchasing windows, ensure to acquire a superior product like Kendra's double-sliding heavy-duty window, optional burglar bars, protective insect screens, rubber-sealed thick glass, stainless steel tracking system and rollers, secure and durable locking system on both panels. Inferior products on the market fail to secure your home effectively. So be on alert for inferior imitation. Key things to avoid are problematic latching locks, a poor tracking system, making daily operation of your windows difficult and sometimes impossible. Poorly built insect screens, glued on copycat designs, thin and easy to break glass. Always choose the affordable brand from Kendra's aluminum windows and products, built on a tradition of excellence.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, building with technology, helping wealth increase. Starting small, building the future, doing more every day, doing more together. BOSVG, the bank we count on. BOSVG, our one bank together we're strong. Our nation's bank, standing long and proud. One bank, one voice, sing it loud. BOSVG. Hey, building our future. Doing more together.
OSBG, doing more together.
Welcome to the evening sports. The West Indies women defeated Pakistan by 19 runs in the third unofficial practice match, thereby winning the three-match series 2-0. The second match of the series was called off due to rain. The West Indies women won the toss and elected to bat first. Haley Matthews and Leanne Kirby got the Caribbean ladies' innings off to a flyer. Matthews struck 5 boundaries on her quick 27. Not to be outdone, Kirby also got into the action and struck a lofty 6 3/4 in her 32 runs. DeAndre Dottin and Charmaine Campbell combined for a quick partnership of 38 runs, with Dottin scoring 18 of them. Despite threatening rain, the West Indies women crossed 100 on the scoreboards as they batted out the overs. The West Indies women finished their innings on 122 for 7 from 20 overs. Pakistan never looked settled in the run chase as the West Indies bowlers had them on the edge at all times. Pakistan were all bowled out for 103 in 19.3 overs. Anisa Mohammed was the pick of the West Indies bowlers, finishing with figures of 3 for 12 for 3, following Shakira Selman with 3 to 11 for 2. The West Indies women now move their pre-World Cup base in Brisbane, where they will play Australia on February the 15th and India on February the 18th in the official ICC warm-up matches, before their first game on February the 22nd against Thailand at the Wacker in Perth. SVG's under-20 football team is scheduled to travel to Nicaragua to complete the CONCACAF under-20 qualifiers from Saturday the 15th to Monday the 24th of February 2020. The traveling delegation is manager Rosalo McKee, head coach Wesley Charles, assistant head coach Hollister Brown, goalkeeper coach Melvin Andrews, striker coach Shandell Samuel. The defenders are Javier Chance, Tristan Marshall, Jaquan Adams, Michael Williams, Zamara Mofford, and Ted Roberts. The midfield is comprised of Tevin Thompson, Joel Kwashi, Devara Brown, Aaron Jackson, Terrison Joseph, and Jerison Dopwell. Garwin Davis and Jelando John are the goalkeepers. Shamal Reed, Cleon Westfield, Asfias Medica, Orion Velox, Shane Lynch, Jaheim Pompey are the players leading the front line. The team will compete against Guyana, Montserrat, U.S. Virgin Islands, and host Nicaragua. Meantime, ahead of the squad's departure, they are set to play a friendly against senior male team Vincy Heat this evening at the Victoria Park, which was expected to begin at 7:30. A new basketball champion will be crowned on Friday from the Quick Cash Co-op SVG Community College Invitational Basketball Competition. The unbeaten medical schools combined will square off with the Blue Chip Basketball Academy in the championship game, slated for Friday the 14th of February. The medical schools combined, who had already secured a berth in the final, did not need to break a sweat in their final league game yesterday, as the Division of Teachers Education failed to show. The medical schools combined ended with a perfect 15 points. The Blue Chip Basketball Academy then took the other final position with a 69-26 victory over the Division of Technical and Vocational Studies to end on 12 points. And in the last league game, the RSVG Police Force U Club had the better of the Division of Arts, Science and General Studies 53-21. At 2:30 p.m. on Friday, the RSVG Police Force Club will battle the Division of Technical and Vocational for the bronze. Then from 3:30, the Medical Schools Combined and the Blue Chip Academy Basketball Academy will lock horns in the final. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors and children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
The Vallejo Experience. We cater for all of your psychological needs. We promote holistic wellness, balancing the mind, body, and spirit. I am Dr. Giselle Miller, CEO and founder of the Vallejo Experience. Contact us today. We are willing and ready to serve you.
26 retail shops and restaurants open now for your convenience. At the cruise ship terminal. At the cruise ship terminal. It's a great venue to run for functions. Secure parking, great ambiance. At the cruise ship terminal. At the cruise
cruise ship terminal.
Convenient parking at the Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal and the Geese Compound. The Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal has 26 retail shops and restaurants with a variety of food offerings. A great secure venue for your functions with a great ambience. Also, we offer lock storage service. The Cruise Ship Terminal. Convenience for you.
At the cruise ship terminal. The cruise ship terminal.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. A Ben Simmons triple-double inspired the Philadelphia 76ers to a 110-103 victory at home to Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers in the NBA. Simmons posted his second successive triple-double, finishing with 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists for the 76ers in Philadelphia on Tuesday. It was his sixth triple-double of the season and the 30th of his career, as the 76ers won their third straight to improve to 34-21 for the campaign. Clippers superstar Kawhi Leonard had 30 points for the visitors, who fell to 37-17 in the Western Conference. Meanwhile, the Houston Rockets slapped the Boston Celtics 7-game winning streak. James Harden registered 42 points and Russell Westbrook had 36 to go, with 10 rebounds as the Rockets trumped the Celtics 116-105 in Houston. Gordon Hayward top scored with 20 points for the Celtics against the Rockets, who ended a back-to-back losing streak. In Formula One, the Formula One Chinese Grand Prix has been postponed following the outbreak of the coronavirus. The race was due to take place at the Shanghai International Circuit on April the 19th, as the fourth event of the 2020 Formula One calendar. However, fear over the spread of the coronavirus, which has given the name COVID-19 this week, means the Grand Prix becomes the latest sporting event to be called off in China. The FIA Motorsports World Governing Body said in a statement today that in the view of the continued spread of the novel coronavirus and the ongoing discussions with the Federation of Automobile and Motorcycle Sports of the People's Republic of China and Shanghai Administration of Sports, the Chinese Grand Prix promoter Just Sports Group has officially requested that the 2020 FIA Formula One Chinese Grand Prix be postponed. And that's all we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at Q-Care Pharmacy. Q-Care leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Beautiful white and black sand beaches, lush mountains and valleys, rivers, hidden waterfalls, and multiple islands and islets. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are a friendly people, welcoming tourists from all over the world with exotic boutique and luxury hotels and a hospitable business environment. Let's make all tourists welcome at our international airport, on cruises, on yachts, on sailboats, on land and sea tours, at beach lines, at our restaurants, shops and bars, and at our national festivals. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
And now for a second look at the headlines. Guidance Council to embark on a new initiative to get victims of domestic violence to speak up. Jamaica's Teachers Association gave government an ultimatum. Lebanon government wins confidence vote despite protests. And in sports, West Indies women sealed 2-0 practice series win against Pakistan. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Barbin Oliver. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV's News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you love Super 6 even more. With more money to the jackpot galore.
Win more, have more fun.
With more jackpot money, Super 6 is my number one.
With the new and improved Super 6 team, the jackpot keeps growing and growing and growing.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
Okay, so check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.